NFL Combine is in the books. 4 days of adventurous fun, but the Underwear Olympics are officially over, and now we point our eyes towards free agency. Coming up next Wednesday, the free fall bonanza will begin. What's up? It's your boy Cintron. Come back at you another analysis/news video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. And today we're looking at 2023 free agents, the 2023 NFL free agency, who's underpriced and who's overpriced. So let's get into this value pack or overvalued pack. All right, first we have players that are underpriced or who could be underpriced. We have Zach Allen from the Arizona Cardinals, D end. He's looking like he's more like of a 5 technique, but probably has scheme versatility, and he compares very well to one Javon Hargrave, the now former Philadelphia Eagle, who's floating in the balance because he's a free agent. They signed him to a 3-year, $39 million deal, and people were looking at like, isn't that a little bit too pricey for him? But he came to outplay that deal, especially this last year. We had 11 sacks, and the previous year had 7.5. So very strong performance for him. But he can play as a 3-4 end, but he can also he's like 285, so he can also moonlight there in the middle a little bit. And just play multiple fronts. So a lot of versatility, but he might be someone on the rise because every year, at least for the past 3 years, he's gotten better. He's incrementally had more sacks, and he's gotten better as well. So could be a player that could be gotten on the cheaper end and then really impress. And he's only 26 years old. So, right, next, David Long, the linebacker from the Titans. Smaller linebacker, 5'11", 227 pounds, but that's more par for the course with the this NFL that we now have, just passing attack. So those guys in the middle, those linebackers, more the glue of the defense, bridging the front and back sides. They become lighter and more mobile, more agile, more athletic, and able to play in space. So he's an off the ball linebacker, and it's deep, but he has a lot of upside, and he's younger than a lot of these guys coming out. So a couple guys actually got released. So we'll see how that impacts the depth of this free agent class. Bud Dupree was released, and as well as for another linebacker. There is Khalil Mack, but I think both of those are more on the declining side and more on the pricey side as well. So the Eagles will not look at them seriously as candidates unless they lower their cap number. A guy we could look at, but I think his numbers will be too high. The former Giant Darius Slayton. He's only 26 years old. Had a good season, solid season, 46 catches, 724 yards. Only 2 touchdowns, but he was kind of looked at as like a number 1 option there, and I don't think that's a good fit for him. Or 3 to 4, perfectly fit there in the slot. He's still a speedy receiver, and lack of physicality and all that stuff doesn't really worry you because he was playing outside of his projected depth. Where he should be in the pecking order. He should be a number at the very worst number 2, but I think that's stretching it a little bit too far. But 3, definitely 4. Fits his slotting. So could get a deal similar to Zay Jones, 3 years, $24 million. That'd still be too much for me, but that's just the going market. We have guys making upwards of 16, 17. I mean, that's some of the I think the top 10, like the average for receivers. There's some guys making 20 million. So it's crazy out here, but hey, man, the market is the going market. But most likely not a good fit for us with the price. Marcus Peters, older corner, 30 years old, just kind of a Ronin, just wandering the free agent lands. Played for I think 3 franchises: the Chiefs, the Baltimore, and I think he played for the Rams. So just a mercenary at this point. $9 million on a 1-year deal, definitely too rich for our blood. And you can go younger and get a guy who's an ascending talent in the draft, so not really worth it. Jonathan Jones, same kind of deal, 29, coming out of New England. Kind good slot guy, but we already have one of those in Avonte Maddox. Yes, we should look to the draft to buoy that position, put in someone insurance policy behind Maddox. So not really to our taste, but these are all guys that could go on to have a little bit of a better career statistically, and just with their what they've learned in maturity, not carrying their knowledge into the next scheme, to the next team. Puna Ford, a guy who I've always liked. He's 3'10", big guy, but he has gotten better, year after year, and they're with the Seahawks. And he's a short guy. I think he's like 5'11", but just really solidly built. And he's had a down year, but that makes his price cheaper. So the team will, they get some most likely be winning on their side unless he's able to wrangle out some more of potential dollars for potential, catch somebody's eyes. And here we get to a guy of ours. I mean, I hope that he doesn't, but I don't think he's gonna get the franchise tag. CJ Gardner-Johnson, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So CD Deuce, he's on the list, man, and he might get paid like a top 5 safety in this league, man. He's only 25 years old, and he's still an ascending talent. I mean, just the guy did wonders for us. One of the guys, who played all out, with heart in the Super Bowl. I mean, other guys, they played, but they were limited by that field and, the scheme, and you're fighting 2 enemies that you shouldn't be fighting. But, man, he means a lot to the Eagles, but, hey, at the end of the day, man's got to get paid, so we'll see. Tomorrow will be, tonight for me, tomorrow for you guys will be the real battlefield, the real test to see if he signs or not. All right, Caden Ellis, linebacker out of the Saints. I don't really know too much about him, but say he played like Patrick Willis for a couple weeks. Sure, you don't know much about him, but he's 28 years old, so a little bit longer than Tooth, but I mean, could be a good. I think it'll be a good mid-range, second or third wave signing for someone. All right, on to players who could be overpriced. Baker Mayfield. Need to say more. He's already 28 years old. He's better in his mind than he actually is in reality, and just a guy who just a shame. And he had all the talent in the world coming out of Oklahoma, and just never lived up to it. So he'll make a lot of money in the league, have longevity as a clipboard holder, but nothing more. Mike McGlinchey, you might have seen the best days of him. I just think he's reached his ceiling. He's a solid tackle. He's only 28 years old, so he can still play for a number of years, but he's not gonna be the final piece. It'll just be a solid piece, like I said, to play for you guys. But he can be replaced by a superior talent, but not a bad guy to have. It just he's not gonna get too much better, marginally better. But still, somebody's gonna see good and give him great money. Same thing here with Caleb McGarry. I think he's coming from the Jaguars or the Lions, one of those two. Fault me. I made a mistake here only once, but I don't know where this guy's coming from. But he's better in the run game than the pass, and you want your tackles to be pass protectors, and he's not that. So you get paid for the premium skills. He's probably gonna get, like I said, good money where good to great money where he should only be getting good money to okay money. But I mean, not too many of these human beings around the earth, especially available at no extra charge to have discussions. They're free agents, so they can talk to anybody. All right, another of our own, Miles Sanders. Again, he's only 26. I think he had 4 years in the league, and I'd like to keep him, but since he's most likely going to price himself out of Philadelphia, he can be a boomer bust player. He didn't get enough reps in the Super Bowl, but that first run, bouncing it, said it like that's been a big caveat with him, like not taking the yards that are there for him available. He's leaving a lot of meat on the bone, and that just does not endear you to the staff or to the fans. And you don't have to break it every play. Don't press. And Keenan Gainwell was more effective in the Super Bowl than him. And I'm like, why are we playing Gainwell? But he knows how to get skinny. He knows how to get yards that are, there in front of him instead of trying to play hero ball, and that's not good for anybody. So I love him. But he'll go on to greener pastures, quite literally, and get paid. So Marcus Davenport, just a guy. He's always either out of the lineup for injury reason. He's I don't know if he's ever started a full season, any of his 4 seasons, and then great can be great in spots, but that's when he's available. So that's a gamble on him. So he'll get paid probably more for his availability than his actual ability. That's a factor. Consider. Same thing with Jimmy G here. He's been hurt the past couple of years and just, he's been a solid quarterback. Actually, he took the 49ers to the Super Bowl, but not able to give you a full season. So that plays a part in it. Could be just like a bridge quarterback here, like they're saying. But yeah, there's still a lot of money for him to be made. He's still only 31 years old. He's still risen. Females out there left and right. Jimmy G. All right, last here on the list, Tremaine Edwards, the linebacker coming up from the Bills. He's still only 25 years old. I think he came out in the draft. He was maybe 21. So a very young cat still. And, linebackers get wear and tear on their body. But if, I'd love to look at him, like I would Bobby Wagner. But that's another guy who was released. But, yeah, just going to be too expensive, man. I think he's going to, he still has room to improve somewhat. But he regressed, and can he fix that part of his game? So that's be the gamble that the next team takes on him. So, all right, on to some big deals across the league, man. Some quarterbacks had some come-ups. Geno Smith of the Seahawks, who had a spectacular year after being a backup for the past 7 years, signed a new 3-year, $105 million deal, and that places him right in that $35 million class and up, and that is a cut above below the $40 million threshold, where like those elite level quarterbacks or elite level pay is being had. Somewhere where Daniel Jones is probably seeking to get his deal, where he's still I don't think he's gonna get franchise tag. They're still trying to do a deal with him. So Geno is in place for another 3 years, so that gives the Seahawks stability. And probably not this draft. They're going to go out and seek somebody. I mean, they very well could. Let's just say Anthony Richardson falls into their hands. They have a decision there to make. And I don't think, but 3 years though, I mean, that could be a very solid commitment. But maybe they look to next year's draft, probably. I mean, that would be the best bet, I would say. And bring up someone on that rookie contract. If not, wait till the last year. And so you have, give someone basically a redshirt year. So, but yeah, nice commitment from Geno. And, kudos to him. Shout out to him. He's worked hard and toiled in this league for many years. I think he's a 10-year veteran. So, started out with the Jets, didn't work out, and just bided his time, man. He was, Russell's backup for, I want to say, at least 3 seasons, maybe more. And they traded him away. People were like, oh, you're crazy. But he actually had a better season than Russell, so let him cook. All right, and on to the Saints, man. They had a splash signing here with another quarterback here. Derek Carr signed a 4-year, $150 million deal. So that's like a $37 million range. And, yeah, man, they severely upgraded that position. Previously, Jameis Winston, and, he went down. Andy Dalton held down the fort. He's a solid quarterback, but, he's not at the stage of his career where he's carrying a franchise, and he was minorly great, but very, very good, in this league. So he's just seen his time, more of a clipboard holder and an emergency quarterback. Can give you some quality starts over, a couple of games, but for the, duration of a season, not someone to be relied on or looked at. But yeah, man, $70 million effectively fully guaranteed, $60 million due at signing, man. Nice for him. So that shifts the balance. They might be the team to beat in the NFC worst. The NFC South there, man. Things went south with that division. So gives them that advantage. And he shifts finally from the AFC to the NFC. All right. Some other news around the league. Chiefs DN Frank Clark, formerly of the 49ers, came over in that trade. He's won two Super Bowls with the Chiefs, so good on him. And yeah, what do you call it? They've cut him and saved about 21 million. 7.7 in dead cap money, but I mean that's a huge cap saving for them. And probably might look to re-sign him. He might want to re-sign there, but just the money was funny and just had to get out of that deal. But that creates a lot of space for them to be able to maneuver in free agency. So, and let's get some other news around the league. So, Chosen Anderson. I don't know why Robbie Anderson is going by Chosen now, because you were unceremoniously dumped now. You were not chosen by the Arizona Cardinals and saved them $12 million. Get him out of there. Still can probably be effective in the right offense and the right packages, but definitely not the answer for anybody looking for a number 2. I would say give him a number 3 money. Lamar Jackson, don't believe he'll be tagged. We'll see. We shall see, man. But they're trying to work towards a deal. Just they're miles apart at this point. It's probably guaranteed money overall, and the annual earnings. So see if they get it done. For the Dallas Cowboys have franchised Tony Pollard, so it's going to cost them $10 million, and this most likely signals that Zeke is going to be on his way out in some part. I don't know if he's going to be a post-June destination, a pre-June June 1st destination, but I think this signals the end of Zeke there. Just can't carry 16 million or maybe even 26 million. I forget what the number is for 2 running backs. That's way too much of your cap committed to that position. Even 10 million is too much. All right. Evan Ingram has officially been tagged. They're in Jacksonville, the tight ends. He had a solid season, I think 800 yards or so, coming from the New York Giants. And they want another year of him. And in turn, Calvin Ridley has been fully reinstated after his gambling kerfuffle. Him gambling on games that he played in, which is dumb, but crazy how he wasn't allowed to do that, but the league's allowed to make money off of gambling or something. But it's not like he can control the elements of the game. I get why though, because it looks dubious. You could not go as hard and downplay your own or mute your own performance or something like that. But it is like what flips my mind is just like there'll be have an advertisement commercial. All right, FanDuel, let's gamble. At the bottom, here's a number if you need help for your gambling addiction. You can't in the same breath be my dealer and then be the one who gives you medicine in the same exchange. All right. And Orlando Brown, not expected to be franchise tagged. They're gonna try to sign him to a contract, but they're probably like, if he walks, he walks. But it's just too expensive. But in turn, the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't keep wanting to say Oakland, but the LV Raiders have tagged Josh Jacobs. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 million. I don't know if it's an exclusive franchise tag, but either way, they've made that commitment to him. So as well, I mean, he's I don't know, he's taking too many carries for me to even care about him, but they value him. And the Los Angeles Rams have given Allen Robinson permission to seek a trade. I mean, he had 1,000 yards, 1,300 yards season with the Jags, but those days are long gone. I mean, him and Allen Hurns, and Hurns, I think, has that freak knee injury, just was never able to recover. All right. Oh, here's another linebacker that's been cut. Eric Kendricks, released by the Vikings. Solid linebacker. Might be somebody to look at, man. His brother formerly played for the Eagles, and we beat him to go on to win a Super Bowl championship. But see if the price is right, and see if there's any other news here. Brock Purdy said they have surgery. Finally, swelling is going down. They're going to install an internal brace. Interesting. Never heard of that. But repair that UCL to hopefully get him on track for a 6-month recovery. We'll see. Not sorry that we hurt him, but sorry that he got hurt though. It's part of the game. Let's see if there's any more news. I think there's an item or two that I'm still searching for. All right. Finally, we're going to close out with some Eagles news. Denard Wilson, the defensive back coach, will not be back with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I thought it was more of him not being able to accept that he got passed over for the defensive coordinator position. But I think it has more to do with Sean Desai wanting to bring in his own guys, and that's fair. You want to have your own staff and the guys that you trust and that are closest, nearest, and dearest to you, and that you can entrust a game plan to. But unfortunately, he's on the outs. But he's a good coach. He'll be able to land on his feet. But I know Darius Slay's not too happy about this, and probably a lot of other guys. Maybe that's why C.J. Gardner-Johnson is not keen to re-sign with us. But it is what it is. If you lose those guys, you just have to go to the draft and in free agency and try to replace. But because you have that great potential, you have the potential to go back to the Super Bowl this year. Why would you not want to resign? I mean, put all the other stuff aside, business, man. And Slay's only here for another year, so under contract as of this moment. So we shall see. And then lastly, Matt Patricia might be coming in as the new linebackers coach. And for me, people are like, oh, what has Matt Patricia done? Like, at the very least, I think he can coach up those linebackers solidly. Has a track record. He has, a handful of rings. So why not give the guy a shot to come in here and affect this culture, bring winning culture in? And he already can be an a-hole and maybe abrasive and rub guys the wrong way. And he was a former coach there. I think when Darius Slay was playing, so traded him out of there. He could have bad blood. Or get the fuck over it. Be some grown man. Handle it. Shake on it. Do whatever you need to do. Move past it, and let's go out there and win. That's it. That's all we should be focused on. And on that note, we're gonna get up out of here. I mean, I know you're not even watching though. It's all good because we're gonna do what we do regardless. Fly, Eagles, fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share, subscribe Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.